Hello, good morning everyone. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome back to my channel. This is Poonam Avasthi, your SST teacher. Today, students, we are going to begin History Chapter 2, the expansion of British power. This chapter we are going to study in two parts. This is part 1. Please refer page number 10 to 13 for this part. Watch the video carefully. At the end of the video, you would be getting a home task. Do that properly in the notebook. Okay? And in case of any further doubt, feel free to reach out to me in the upcoming online class. So let's begin part 1 of this chapter, the expansion of British power. Welcome all of you in social science class. Today we are going to explore history lesson number 2, the expansion of British power. We would explore this chapter in two parts. Please refer page number 10 to 13 for this part 1. Students, as you all know, that the modern period in India is associated with the establishment of British colonial rule and the fight we put up against it. So in this chapter, we are going to explore all about the expansion of British power. Students, since ancient times, India was an important trading center. Many foreign traders came to India. Trading companies from Portugal, Holland, England, France and Denmark began to set up their base in India. They all get lured by rich culture and heritage of India, and many of them established their control in various regions, especially in the coastal areas. These trading centers were called factories not because anything was manufactured there, but because the officials of the companies were called factors. These factories consisted of offices and godowns. Most of them also had the houses of the officials and residential quarters for the merchants and traders. Students, do you know, trade till the early 17th century was carried on by individual merchants and traders. But the European countries began to form trading companies to trade with the East, and one of them was the English East India Company. It was started by a group of merchants, but in 1600, Queen Elizabeth I gave it a charter which granted the company the exclusive right to trade with the East. This meant that no other trading group from England could now compete with the company. It means this company, English East India Company, had the sole right to trade with the East. Now students, we will explore how out of all companies it was only British that established its sovereignty over our motherland. So let's explore. Now the story begins. As the East India Company entered in India, they have seen that there was presence of numerous trading companies vying for goods such as spices, cotton, silk, indigo, etc. And because every other company wanted same products, this led to rivalry among them. All of them wanted to buy these goods at low prices in India and sell them at very high prices. Since profits from trade were really huge, so each European country tried their level best for a greater share of this trade. And the only way to increase profits was by eliminating competitors and ensuring a trade monopoly. And students, to achieve this, they built their own armies and used force to achieve their goals. They also started to block each other's route and fortified each other's factories. So students, with this, in course of time, out of all, the English and the French became the key players who were dominating trade between India and Europe. And this Anglo-French rivalry led to a series of wars. These wars were commonly known as the Carnatic Wars. since most battles were fought in the region within the present state of Tamil Nadu. The English and the French clashed thrice in the Carnatic, and after this the English became the supreme European power in the Indian subcontinent. Students, do you know when East India Company came in India, India was under the Mughal rule. Aurangzeb was at the throne, but after his death in 1707, many Mughal subedars and big zamindars began asserting their authority and establishing regional kingdoms. Students, taking advantage of weak rule, the British officials began to intensify their operations in Bengal. Bengal, the richest of the Indian provinces. In 1717, they succeeded in obtaining the right to import and export goods without paying custom duty. Students, do you know some officials of the company were also engaged in private trade? The concessions granted was only for the company. So, these officials also stopped paying duty on their private trade. So, students, here we have seen that the right to import and export goods without paying custom duty was misused by the English East India Company, and this resulted in great loss and reason for conflict between the Nawabs of Bengal and the company. Bengal at this time was ruled by Murshid Quli Khan, Shujauddin and then Alivardi Khan. They all tried to keep the officials of the company in check. Alivardi Khan led two conditions which the company had to obey. Otherwise, they had to lose the right to trade in Bengal. Now students, see what were those conditions. The officials of the company engaged in private trade shall pay custom duty. Otherwise, the privilege of not paying the duty will be withdrawn from all. And students, the company shall not extend its fortifications. Now students, understand the situations which led to a very important battle, that is Battle of Plassey. So what happened? In 1756, when Sirajud-Dowlah became the Nawab of Bengal, he asked the company to remove all its fortifications in Calcutta. But the company refused to do so. So, the Nawab sent his troops and occupied the company's factories in Calcutta. And because of this, the company decided to depose Sirajud-Dowlah and install a puppet Nawab in his place, and this led to a war. Battle of Plassey 1757. On 23rd June 1757, the armies of Sirajud-Dowlah and the English East India Company met at Plassey. The British forces were led by Robert Clive, and here under Sirajud-Dowlah, Mir Jafar, the commander-in-chief of the Nawab, and a large section of Nawab's army loyal to Mir Jafar, they refused to take part in this battle. Jagat Seth, the richest banker of Bengal, he also refused to help the Nawab. What happened? As a result of this, Sirajud-Dowlah was defeated, imprisoned and later killed. Now, the British made Mir Jafar the Nawab of Bengal. Students, here you have to understand the Battle of Plassey is an important landmark in the history of India. It was the first step in the transformation of a small trading company into the supreme political power. Now students, imagine the condition of Bengal after this Battle of Plassey. A puppet Nawab, Mir Jafar, was in the hands of the British. He was used by company as a golden sack. They constantly demanded money from him. And when British realized that he was of no use, then he was replaced by Mir Qasim. So students, Mir Qasim also acted like Mir Jafar initially, but after some years, when he tried to raise his voice against the company decided to depose him because he dismissed the court officials who favored the British. He hired European experts to train his army. He also abolished all duties on internal trade so that both Indian and British merchants could trade on equal terms. Now, students, imagine yourself as a British. Would you accept this? That he abolished all duties on internal trade? No, you all are correct. This was unacceptable to the British merchants as it ended their trade monopoly and hence adversely affected their profits. So this led to another battle, that is Battle of Buxar 1764. Students, Mir Qasim got defeated many times by the British. Then he fled to Awadh. Then he formed an alliance with Sujauddaulah and Shah Alam II. So this joint army met the British forces at Buxar on 22 October 1764. And this battle is known as Battle of Buxar. So students, joint army of the Nawab of Awadh, Nawab of Bengal and the Mughal Emperor was defeated. The British won again and a treaty was signed under which Company got Diwani rights of Bengal, Bihar and Orissa. The Nawab of Awadh was made to pay 50 lakh rupees as war damages. And students, Mir Qasim was deposed and again Mir Jafar was made the Nawab. Now students, with this Battle of Buxar, the weakness of Indian army was exposed and students, the total financial control over the richest provinces gave the British enormous resources to expand the control. Students, you all now can imagine the pathetic condition of Bengal after this defeat. The military came under British control. Revenue began to be collected directly by the officials of the company. Indian Nawabs had all the responsibilities but no power, no income. And this unique administration is known as dual or double government. The people of Bengal suffered immensely under this system. Even during the famine which struck Bengal in 1770, neither the company nor the Nawab provided any relief to the people. The dual system of governance in Bengal ended in 1772. And with this end, Bengal was brought under the direct control of the company. So with these two important battles, we will end today's part. This is it. In today's part, rest students how the British conquered the other places, about their wars, alliances, policies, we will study in the next part of this chapter. Now please have a look to the home task. Do it in notebook. This is it for today. Dear students, don't forget to like and share the video. Thank you so much for watching. Keep learning.